Hello, I'm Anawiltos and welcome to another episode of just looking at Infinity Wars. So, didn't log in yesterday, so of course, I did end up getting a bit of a reward here. So anyway, the reason I'm making this video is I'm gonna quickly put together some cards. Ooh, actually, these are some interesting ones. I haven't seen this one before. Resolute Knight, 8/8, 2 lives, 5 cost. Actually, pretty good value if you consider that this is an 8/8 with charge and a 5 cost. So that's actually pretty good. And what do we have here? Fiery Resolve. Target character you control cannot die from a non-damage source this turn. Okay, but anyway, what I'm gonna do here is I realized last time that that Murad was actually on the stream that Murad was actually going pretty strong against me. So I'm actually gonna make a bit of a dragon deck here. So the question, of course, is what cards do I want to do it around? So let me just hide my unknowns, and let's see. Now, Ao Shun is a pretty good card. It's not a game-ending, really, though. Well, by the time you put Ao Shun out, you should have probably put plenty of damage on the board. So, I'm looking around. Got Steadfast Defender. Okay, so I'm gonna put the Impervious in. So I'm gonna need at least 2 Purity. I could, in fact, go for a what's it called? It's this card that allows you to get multiple Purities, but that's actually probably a bad idea because that would take up one of my command slots. So I'm gonna make a deck based entirely around this card, the Impervious. So let's do it. We're gonna call it Impervious Vigil. So we're gonna really go heavy on vigilance. So we're gonna go at least 2 Purities of that, but we're gonna skip that for now. But anyway, well, let's actually think about some cards to put as our Purities here. So this, of course, is very good. Chef is a very good card to put out. Gao Han is actually pretty good because he automatically plays himself at no cost if he's in your commander slot. So actually, we're gonna put a Gao Han in a commander slot. So there he goes. Daoud, Sage of Strength is, of course, a classic. You gotta put a Sage of Strength. That's a classic. But let me think. I'm not sure if I'm going to go 100% in on this, but anyway. Steadfast Protector is a strong vigilance card, but of course I said I'm going to add the Impervious, so I'm going to add the Impervious. So Steadfast Protector, let's add a couple of these. In fact, you know what I could do? Okay, you know what I could do? I could create just a total spam of Invincible Defender, and that would just drain morale really hard on any opponent. So let's actually do that. Let's put all 10 of my Invincible Defenders into this deck, and Jade Witch, no way that's gonna happen. Let's see. So we're not gonna be able to go Ao Shun, but let's add some Glorious Warriors just for the morale, the heavy morale damage. Infected Monk, I don't know if that's going to be too useful. Defiant Monk is removed from the game. All characters in your defense zone. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. Can get a Defiant Monk in there. And Chef, of course, we're going to add a lot of these. We're going to really boost ourselves up. And Balanced Warrior, actually, I don't rate Balanced Warrior to be too good. Adorable Monkey is another one that is pretty good to put in. So we're going to be very low cost heavy here, but we will probably not be able to play anything on turn 1. But we've got about 23 cards now. Is there anything else I want to put in? Martyr of Peace transforms all flying characters. All characters your opponent controls into free flying spirits when I've got no reach whatsoever. Sounds pretty bad. This guy doesn't have reach either. Okay. Yeah. And target character takes half damage. That's pretty good. Balance isn't really what I'm looking for. But let's get some boosts in here. Some nice boosting. Lance of Jinhai, just in case the opponent has some flying. And some extra morale damage. And speaking of Ling Bao, we can actually get Ling Bao into the deck here as well. So we're going to put a couple of those in there. And for once, your Fortress. I'm not going to really go heavy on the Assault Zone. I'm going to really go super heavy on defense. Just try to be impenetrable. Okay. Completely heals, then swaps the power and health. That is something that might work, but Meditating Monk probably... It's very good if you've got it early on, but later in the game it becomes very irrelevant. When you deploy a Monk of a Second Moon, you overcharge it. An extra life. That's not going to be too useful. More than 5 damage from a single source. That's more what I'm looking for. So, Shield Bearer is probably pretty good to put in there. Spirit Guide, just in case the opponent has some tricks up their sleeves. Spirit of Vengeance. Okay, so is there anything I can stop board wipes with? Okay. This is not stopping a board wipe. I need to find something to stop board wipes, because that's really the big danger to what I'm doing here, is that they can board wipe me. Pacifying Winds. Okay, that can actually be pretty good. Spiritualize may be good for some things, but it's hard for me to deal with because I don't have any flying. Spirit Armor, Suppress, Vigil. Counting the Days. Actually, let's add Counting the Days, because what bad thing could happen if we have Counting the Days? Nothing. There's nothing bad that could possibly happen. Prayer of the Dragon. First time target character would die to a non-sacrifice effect this turn. It becomes exhausted instead. That may be good, but it doesn't really stop a board wipe. It's just a single protection, so it's not really that useful. So what I'm essentially going to have to do here is I'm going to have to work with the assumption that they're just not going to try to board wipe me. And let's just fill up the defense zone with some of these lads. And do we already have 3? Okay, we've already have Dawood's Protection. Morale cost 0. That's not really what I need. What I really need This is actually fine. We can add one of these. Or this actually is pretty good. Well, actually, no, because what does this do? Yeah, this produces characters in my support zone. So it's not really going to help if I put a Tranquil Swarmer, because I can't really use my other Swarmers that I can summon with Immortal Traveler, so that's not too good. Oh, clicked on a Trickster Monkey. Actually, that's pretty trash for the deck I'm playing, so that's not good. So actually, Vengeful Warrior, let's just add one of these. There we go. So we've got 40 cards, pretty too heavy on the power curve, but you know what? We're gonna save that, and we're gonna do a quick little trial run here. So we're gonna see. This is probably gonna be a trash deck. So we're gonna go against, of course. It's probably on the bottom. That's usually where it starts. Impervious Vigil with Gaohan, who's gonna play himself at the start. But we can't actually stop his monks with what I've got. Which actually kind of sucks, because it means I can't really do anything about that until the third turn. Which is pretty bad. But I have to, that's why I have to play the Invincible Defender instead of, let's say, the Chef, which I usually would play. It's because I have to stop him from getting that monk higher than he already is. There we go. We have to do this. Counting the Days, that's something I could play. How much is the monk? It's 2 costs. So he can play him this turn. And he would die, but it would set me down really low. I could Ling Bao, but that wouldn't help. I think Chef is probably the way to go, although I would also like to just... Actually, you know what? Let's just do this. What's the worst thing that can happen? That's the worst thing that can happen. But actually, this means that he can't kill my lad, which is pretty good. So, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that as well. And if he puts him on the front, he'll get killed. Well, no, he won't get killed, but he'll get put down a bit. So, okay, he does put him on the front. Alright. And he loses morale for hitting my lad. And that's not good for him, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna boost up and double boost. Is that something I should do? Yeah, let's do it. Let's double boost. Oh, that hurts. Okay, so he injured himself. He injured himself again. And I killed that lad as I was hoping to do. So I need to now go down here. And I could do a Jinhai ambush, but that wouldn't be the best play right now. So I've got plenty here. So here's what I'll do. I'll just spam it in like so. Actually, that's pretty bad. Is it? Should I get rid of the guy? No, let's not. And we'll just do that. Bam. His morale, actually mine's going lower. It's because he's got these glorious warriors out who are taking me down 10 each turn. So I need to really deal with that, but it's not easy dealing with that. So should I do Counting the Days and Jinhai Ambush? Let's do that. Okay, and he's strengthening his lads. He's hitting me. And I still want this guy at the back, just because he's pretty strong. So what I'm going to do here is a little power play. I'm going to play this guy out. I'm going to activate that, and he's not going to kill this lad, but he's going to do pretty well at least getting rid of one of these guys. Because otherwise I'm never going to get rid of them, and that's going to be pretty bad. Alright. Ling Bao. I could put out Ling Bao. In fact, maybe I should. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I also do a second one of these lads. So that's maybe what I should do. So I'll pull out Ling Bao and I'll activate that. What do I want? Another invincible defender. And should I Lance of Jinhai one of these guys? This guy's probably the better one to do it with because he's got more attack, so if any dangerous flying comes out, he'll really deal with them. Of course, he increases his defense and everything. And I can maybe kill him if I do this. I'll just do that. And I guess we'll do that. I'll just boost myself. Actually, if I boost myself, I can actually do that and force him to lose more morale. And let me also draw a card. And we'll see. Alright. So far, this isn't actually going very well. He's actually had the advantage over me. And the Impervious would actually be a pretty bad card to play right now. So I actually have to start thinking about getting rid of these lads. And I can't do it with this guy, so I have to actually do something here. But actually I can just wait another turn and it'll be done. So what I should do here is just, let's see, what can I get here? Okay. I can get a Glorious Warrior or 2 Invincible Defenders. Which one would be better? Actually, a Glorious Warrior right now seems more like what I need. So I'll get that out, and there we go. So now, counting the days is complete, and we're going to start chipping away at these lads, and we'll see where that leads us. Actually, Chef could go in, but I'm not feeling too confident. And it's a good thing we can attack the Jinhai, but having the Glorious Warrior out on the field is also pretty good. So here's what we'll do. We'll activate that, and let's see, how much do we have? Let's say we get both of the Invincible Defenders out, and then we activate that, so we've got 3 left. So another Invincible Defender, and we'll just boost them all. Boost them to the top. And look at that. Okay, if invincible. Okay, good. So then we can swap these out to get more morale damage on them. Actually, this shouldn't be at the front now. We should put it more towards the back. But we need to keep tabs on our invincible defense. Okay, this one's pretty good to put on the front because he's not going to die anytime soon. And so we put out Glorious Warrior. We activate another Invincible Defender, and we shuffle the Impervious since we can't really use it. And let's see. This is actually pretty risky, because getting rid of these guys is going to be difficult because it's going to hit my morale really hard. Okay, let's do it this way so that we're only going to take 1 turn of damage on that. Oh, okay, we just barely knock him out. Alright, so get another Chef so that we double up our turn boost. And unfortunately, this is the point where I'm going to have to start maybe doing this or that. That's probably better. So we can take down 2 of these lads in 1 turn. But let's activate No, we'll only take it down one of them, but let's activate Ling Bao just to equalize the morale loss, because otherwise it's going to be... Actually, I don't even have to. Let's undo these actions. Let's actually just put these lads here, since they don't have to be in the attack zone, and we'll just win the game. Since they're lower, so even if he puts this lad out, he won't win. So let's put out Strong Lad, and who else do we put out? Oh, this guy's actually got 18. So we'll put the 18 lad out in front, and we'll boost him, because why not? And then we'll draw a card. And this is actually exactly what I need right now. So we'll just do that. Oh, I should have Ling Bao'd, but that's fine. We don't have to Ling Bao. Oh, and he didn't kill him, so he lost more morale. So we'll just play it all out. And you know what? Just because we can, let's put out a Flame Dawn Aspirant. And here we go. And we fortressed him. No damage taken. There we go. That's how you do it. The only bad thing is if I were playing Veror, I would have to worry about board wipe, which would hit me really hard. Even if I had my morale cost reduced, it'd be pretty hard to build up a good board again. It'd be pretty hard to do that. So anyway, let's return to menu, and let's see how this fares against Flame Dawn, because that's really what I'm worrying about. Flame Dawn. Flame Dawn is really the danger here. So let's get Impervious Vigil. It's probably a pretty trashy deck now that I think about it. I'm just looking at the options I'm having, and I'm really tying my hands really hard here. And by the fact that I'm essentially forced to skip the first turn, but it's not too bad because I still get something out of it. Question. Should I put out Defiant Monk early, or should I put it out later? I could put out a Flame Dawn Aspirant if I wanted to and just start chipping away. But I think we need to have some swapping potential. So let's get an Invincible Defender out. Let's play him out, but we're not going to actually have him... Well, the problem is... Okay, no. Flame Dawn Aspirants only have 4 attack. So if he plays out a Flame Dawn Aspirant, fair enough, we still catch him. And that's really what I have to do here, is I have to prevent him from building up his board early on, so that I can essentially win the game pretty easily later on. So I could do 2 things here. I could either just start counting the days, or I could get 6 more health on the board, or maybe I could get 8 more health on the board plus a reach just in case. Not that that's ever going to be useful. Or I could... I could get... What else could I get? Nothing useful, really. One of these lads. That's something I could do. 8-4 Bloodthirst. I'm going to have to heal him immediately after he's played on the next turn, but he's actually might be a real powerhouse. Actually, no, he's not going to be a powerhouse. He's going to die immediately. That was bad. But he still wasted his time, and his morale is going down. So here I could do a Jinhai Ambush, or I could play a couple of useful cards here. Okay, let's play Defiant Monk and another Invincible Defender, just because we can. And the downside is he's got this card out, which really, really hurts. So we're going to have to do this. And no, we're not going to do that right away. We're going to do that as well. And we're going to do that. and we'll see how that goes. Now, the one problem is he's got this card, which of course is pretty. And I can't play my card now that I did that. So essentially, I am forced to do this. Okay, let's get another Invincible Defender. We have to pull him out now. And should I get a Dawoud's Protection and maybe a Lance of Jinhai on this guy? Because how much would he gain? He would gain a +3 and a 5. So he's going to be put up to a 9. Now, I don't know whether the Invincible Defender would come up in front of him or behind him. If he comes up behind him, then health boosting this guy is pointless. So I'll just go with the assumption that whatever happens... Well, actually, if he comes up behind him, I can... We'll do this, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Okay, he comes up behind him. So the board's going to be wiped, but I still have cards in reserve. Oh, wait, no, he didn't die, which means his morale is really trashed now, which is pretty good. Unfortunately, now all my cards have the same name, which means it's going to be pretty hard to deal with anything that's coming out here. But you know what? We'll hope that we can get this Jinhai ambush off, and that'll deal with things for a little bit. All right. And the chef is actually what we need right now. So we need to put this guy at the back. We can maybe get a chef. Let's see, that's 2. We can get a 5. 6, 7, 8, maybe? I don't see why I would have to play Ling Bao's Will, though, so... I think getting a Jinhai ambush off, maybe the turn before counting the days is probably better than what I'm thinking of. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Immortal Traveler. So actually, here's what I'll do. I'll play this lad. I'll play another Invincible Defender. And then we'll activate Dawoud's Sage of Strength. And we'll see what happens. Alright, okay, this guy's trouble. Because he keeps attacking. This should keep things at bay for now. Fortunately, he really rampaged through my lads here, which is not an ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination. But you know what? I'm accepting it. Okay, so we're gonna put this here. We're not gonna use Lance of Jinhai, but we might use Jinhai Ambush. You know what? Let's do it. Jinhai Ambush and double down another Invincible Defender. We're just gonna morale race this guy really hard. And I've got 2 different types that I can mass onto the board, so it's actually pretty bad for him. And I'm healing up at the end of each turn. I can now strength it, and actually I should wait until the end of the turn to do that. So we're gonna play another Invincible Defender. We're gonna get Dawoud's Sage of Strength costs 3, so we can get up to a 5 cost, but there aren't any 5 cost unlimiteds, so there's no real point in doing any of this. Let's... You know what? Let's get a Vivor Death Worshipper. Why not? And then we'll strengthen. Strength everything. Ah, man. He's just not gonna get through. Not doing that, he's not. No way, Jose. And his morale just keeps dropping. And look at this Vivor Death Worshipper. That's not going to be fun. That's just going to keep growing fatter and fatter as the days go by. So, let's get another Vivor Death Worshipper. You know what? Why not just extra extra boost one of the defenders. And just make sure we kill him this turn. Organize my lads. And this guy probably shouldn't be at the front at this point. And here we go. Any fancy tricks? No tricks. Okay. It's game over then. And whoop-de-doo. And he's down. And look at that, no damage, no damage taken. So this is actually working a lot better than I expected. Now against really strong ones like maybe I might actually have trouble against Warpath with this deck, since there's not a lot of damage being dealt, which means that I may end up having trouble with Unstoppables who just eat my entire defense line. But other than that, it looks pretty good. And also flying is a big concern. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Tell me what you thought. Was that a good play, a bad play? Or perhaps, do you think Murad would be able to deal with what I just put together there? But anyway, thank you all, and I'll be seeing you all next time. And I will toss over and out.